Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Male. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for your support. For those of you guys who have been constantly supporting me and subscribing to my channel, thank you so much. From the title, you guys already know what's popping. I'm talking about life after high school. You know, we haven't yet taken a lot of time to look into this, like to think about the process and to look deep into, how people actually get to their destiny, because not everybody uses the same road to destiny. You know that, right? And it's a very difficult process, especially when you're coming from a poor or unstable background, whereby you don't have support. You're not. You have to hustle for what you want. So today I'm going to be having a very special person, an inspiration and a motivator, a very good teacher who is going to be talking about life after high school from a teacher's point of view. So you guys join me.
Okay, in this video, I basically want to talk about life after secondary school. First and foremost, as the president for Mindset Shift Zambia, the organization that mainly focuses on dealing with the youths, preparing them for the future, while working on their way of thinking and doing things. First and foremost, when you talk of life after secondary school, one need to first go to the school days. Every student in school, they have dreams, they have what they think will happen immediately they complete. The common stories are stories such as, once I'm done with my examinations, I'll look for a job, then I start working and take care of my one or two responsibilities. They think immediately after school, there are a lot of jobs waiting for them. That's not the reality on the ground. Other than just in terms of getting those quick jobs, there's a notion of who they want to become. A lot of ambitions run through their minds. A lot of them, they say, once results are out, I will apply to be in school. Others say, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a lawyer, I want to become a nurse, I want to become a teacher, and so many desires according to their ambitions, which they think will happen immediately after school. But life after school, I would relate it to the life out after birth. You know, when a child is growing in the womb, there's an environment inside the womb. Everything is provided. There's a warmth that is there. There's a protection that is given by the uterus there. Okay, the milk fluid is able to create the environment where the child is able to float and so on and so forth. Everything the growing child needs is obtained through the mother's placenta. Whatever the mother finds, eats, eventually it gets to the growing child, and so on and so forth. To the extent that even when the child is lacking certain nutrients in its growing, if it means certain substances dissolving in the mother's body to be uptaken by the child, such as calciums and so on and so forth, that has to be done, because the growing child must be provided for with everything they need. So it's similar to life after school. When one is in school, everything is provided. They're given transport money to school. Those who are able to, after school, they find there's food home. They have opportunities that are readily made available for them. Why? Because when they're in school, parents are ready to go an extra mile to ensure their child is educated. They can sacrifice, and most of the times when parents are making these sacrifices, They don't mention the level of sacrifice they're going through just to have their child educated. So they ensure they make provision for them because they wouldn't want their child to be left out, to be to feel out of place, to feel as if their other friends are better than them. So they would go extra mile, especially for a girl child, because they wouldn't want her to go out of the way looking for boyfriends, sugar daddies, just to ensure that they're provided for with the day-to-day needs of the girls. So parents would go an extra mile, they would sacrifice. Sometimes some parents would even walk from working places to home just to ensure that they save some money to take care of their girl child who is in school. So they think that's how it will be even after school. But immediately one is out of school, there are those who are the young ones who need to be taken care of and so on. So immediately adjustments happen when one is out of school. Just like immediately after birth, the child is exposed to a different environment, different from what the child thought. Remember, during birth, a child is excited to say, my time has come. That's the reason why they're pushing through so that they be given birth to. It's a similar situation even when a person is out of school. When a child is given birth to, the first thing that you will notice, a child will cry. Why will the child cry? Because the child finds that this is a new environment, different from the environment that I thought it would be. So the adjustments in terms of the weather patterns and so on and so forth. So it's the same thing with a person that is just leaving high school. When you go into society, you find that society has its own patterns. Society has its own way of looking at things, because you need to be 24 service. You be in the society. And like it was where you spent much of your time in school with your friends, making dreams, dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and making aspirations as to who you want to be, which was a good thing. But immediately you go in the society will come you, and then you begin to face the reality of life. So it means everything changes, and that's why you begin to see a lot of school leavers complain, say the society is hard, similar to what happens when the child is given birth to and finds a new environment. So all in all, life after school is what I would term the real life. Because there you face the realities. Every decision that you begin to make will be a decision full of reality. First, before the results, the first months are quite cool. You're trying to adjust, and they are thinking there will be opportunities, especially even after results are out. Not everyone that is still in the society and has not gone to school got bad results. We have a lot of people with very, very good results. A lot of them that finished 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years ago, but they're very, very good results. But as usual, like I'm saying, the society has its own gifts to offer to different people according to their opportunity levels and exposure. So my appeal and encouragement to all the school leavers out there, those who are still in the society who have not yet gone to school, is this is life. You don't need to feel bad about it. You don't need to condemn yourself. You don't need to look at your life in comparison with your friend's life. One thing I want you to understand, just like every child is given birth to at different times, even if they are twins, one comes out first, then the other one follows. That's a principle of life. People have different opportunities at different times. So don't try to feel bad. Don't try to feel out of place. Feel left out because you see some of the people that you left school together with are maybe in colleges or universities. Some have even started working. Then you look around your life and nothing seems to happen. But I've got good news for you to say, cheer up, keep pushing, keep believing. Your time eventually will come. After I finished school, when I went to the University of Zambia, tried to push for bursary. I was not given bursary. which meant me dropping out of the university in my second year because there were no finances. It simply meant those that we started with progressed. Thereafter, tried to push around, went to college, did a lot of piecework here and there, pushed here and there. Yeah. Life was not easy, but one thing I knew for sure is my tomorrow will eventually be better than my today. So I never gave up based on what I was going through that day. Not that it was easier. It was a very big challenge. It was a very big challenge. I went to people's offices, knocked on different doors, seeking for help. No help came through. But I had to still keep fighting and never gave up because the principle is simple. The only one who has no hope for tomorrow is the person who's died. As long as you have life, there's hope for tomorrow. Face the challenges that you're passing through, learn as much as you can. You are just creating a perfect story that will change someone's life tomorrow. Those difficulties you're going through, the difficulties I went through, today if I tell you the difficulties I went through, they become a motivation to you. They make you realize to say, if this person had to go through all this, and today the story is different, then eventually you too will have a different story to tell tomorrow. So don't give up. Don't live your life in comparison with others. Even fruits in the same tree do not ripe at the same time. Your own time is coming, and your future is different. I know most of you had ambitions to say, maybe I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. Growing up, I knew I was going to be a medical doctor. But little did I know that what God had purpose for me is different. I took up education. You get the point. I took up education, studied as a scientist, and through that I found my satisfaction. Through that I've made it in life. And I'm still pushing and making it more. And if you're to ask me to go back and make a decision, I'll still choose what I've ended up becoming now, because I feel that's the best version of Mumba. So it's the same with you. Don't stick to one thing to say, I just want to become this. No. Maximize every opportunity that comes in. If an opportunity comes for you to train to train in tailoring, get the training. Start from somewhere. The most important thing in life is to get started. Just start from anywhere. Start from somewhere. Whatever it may be, but the most important thing, get started. Get started. Get started. Get started. If an opportunity that comes your way requires you to work as a garden boy at that university just for you to have access to education, get started. You don't need to be choosy, because life doesn't work your way. Remember, like we always tell people to say, ambitions changes according to circumstances. So whatever comes your way, what is important is maximize every opportunity and keep believing. Keep believing. And if you keep believing, you keep hoping, you still become the great version of yourself. You still be able to achieve your great dreams and become who God has destined you to be. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye. This was your friend, Fabian Mumba. Otherwise, keep believing.
Youth must remember, don't try to live too early. This is the time where you build yourself in body, in mind, in competence, in capability. You build yourself. Time to live will come. If you live too early, then you will see you will not live a full-fledged life. So right now, we have imported this from Western societies. By the time you're 14, you must have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. By the time you're 18, you have had 3 heartbreaks. Where the hell are you focusing on building yourself? These things are taking so much time and energy. Build yourself up well if you want to live well. So, there is a certain time to grow and there's a certain time to live. If you live too early, you will not grow. And if you don't grow, the scale and scope of your life will be very limited. That should not happen to you.
You've heard it from an inspirational point of view. So you guys, don't give up on your dreams. We all have different pathways to our destinies and accomplishing our purposes. So don't just give up. Always pray to God and ask for guidance. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to do the same. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye bye.